Imagine that health is not just the absence of illness, but a true science where every action, every breath, and every ray of sunlight play an essential role. What if ancient sages knew secrets that could completely transform your well-being? In this video, we will unlock the doors to the world of ancient medicine, where words could heal, and understanding the cycles of nature helped maintain health. Stay with us, and you'll discover secrets that can make your life stronger and more harmonious. Ancient medicine was based on a deep understanding of human nature and its connection to the world around us. The goal of medicine has always been not just to treat, but to study the essence of diseases, how they appear, and how to restore a person's health. But the most surprising thing is how much words could influence the healing process. The ancients believed that speech could both cause illness and be the key to healing. For example, a calm and reassuring voice from a doctor helped a patient recover faster, while the wrong words could even worsen the condition. In ancient medicine, it was essential to consider the seasons, weather conditions, and even the time of day. Imagine how your body reacts to changes in nature, the shift from day to night, heat or cold, rain or clear skies. These factors don't just affect your mood, they can activate certain processes in the body, cause pain or discomfort. For instance, a cold wind could lead to a cold, while bright sunlight could help cure fatigue. The surrounding environment also had an impact. If you live in the mountains, your body will adapt to the altitude and clean air. And if you live in the desert, your body will adjust to the heat and dryness. The ancients knew that every detail of the environment could either support health or become a cause of illness. For ancient physicians, a person was not just a physical being but also a spiritual one. Diseases could occur both in the body and the soul. This meant that it was impossible to treat only one body or spirit. For example, if a person felt sadness or suffered from stress, it could affect their physical condition, causing heart or stomach diseases. Treatment had to address both the physical and spiritual aspects simultaneously. Ancient medicine also taught that any treatment must consist of several stages. The first stage is preparation. For example, before starting to treat a disease, it was necessary to prepare the body by cleansing it of harmful substances. If the illness was severe, a laxative might be given first to clean the body and prepare it for further treatment. The second stage is the treatment itself. After preparation, medicines or procedures were prescribed to help eliminate the illness. For example, when it came to internal diseases, ancient doctors might use herbs or ointments that helped with healing. Once the body was ready, active treatment could begin. The third stage is recovery. When the disease receded, it was important to maintain health so that it didn't return. During this period, the patient was given specific foods and drinks that helped the body fully recover. For example, after recovering, light and nutritious dishes were prescribed to strengthen the immune system and restore strength. Some doctors divided treatment into even simpler stages first, recognizing the disease and diagnosing it, then applying remedies for its cure, and finally, preventing the illness from returning. Every stage was important and thought through down to the smallest detail, so the illness wouldn't stand a chance of coming back. But how can we prevent illnesses without waiting for them to appear? The ancients knew that prevention was the key to health. For example, after waking up, they recommended cleaning the teeth. Why was this so important? It turns out that cleaning the mouth not only improves the condition of the teeth, but also strengthens the body as a whole, giving energy for the entire day. And it was especially helpful for those suffering from throat, tooth, or tongue diseases. Bathing also played an important role in maintaining health. Visiting the bathhouse helped relieve fatigue, improve heart function, and even cleanse the blood. For example, after a stressful day, hot water not only relieved tiredness but also helped the body recover faster. The body became stronger and the spirit more energized. If a person suffered from an excess of lymph or gases, washing with hot water was recommended. This simple procedure could alleviate many symptoms, improve eye health, and help restore the body's internal strength. However, it was essential to consider the weather. If someone bathed in cold water on a cold day, it could increase the amount of lymph and gases in the body. And if they bathed in cold water on a hot day, it affected the balance of blood and bile. Every action had to be carefully planned to avoid harming the body. These insights into the interaction between body and nature, the influence of words, and the environment remain relevant today. By understanding these principles, we can better take care of ourselves, improve our health, and live in harmony with nature. In the following parts, we will continue to unveil these ancient secrets that can help you become stronger and healthier. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more helpful tips, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and hit the notification bell. In the upcoming episodes, we will continue our journey into the world of ancient medicine, where every detail can change your life. On signs of matter accumulation. The functioning of the human body is based on the activity of gases, lymph, and bile. When these processes are disrupted, the body begins to malfunction. Some say that the body's activity is based on 4 types of matter, the aforementioned 3, plus the 4th blood. A sign of bile accumulation is yellowish skin, a feeling of heat in the body, and an aversion to bitter foods. The sign of lymph accumulation is a sense of heaviness in the body, weakness, apathy, and a loss of appetite, which eventually results in the generation of more lymph. The sign of gas accumulation is abdominal stiffness, a feeling of heaviness, and an aversion to gas-producing foods. Whenever these accumulations are detected, immediate steps should be taken to remove them. On air. There is no external factor more closely connected to and impacting the human body than air. This is because the body's 3 vital forces, natural, animal, and psychic, can only function with the help of a spiritual substance. This spiritual or psychic substance, often referred to as spirit, is a gaseous substance formed in the body from air after it is inhaled. Air is usually cooler than the temperature of the human body. The air we inhale is warmed inside our body, mixed with the spiritual matter, and brought to body temperature. When fresh air replenishes the spiritual essence, a person feels an immense sense of pleasure and an increase in vitality. The air around us is rarely pure. It contains dust, soot, smoke, and various other substances. Each of these impurities has its own effect on the human body. Moreover, air changes with the seasons. If the weather or air doesn't match the season, for example, if it's warm in winter or cold in summer, this could lead to illnesses. The best air is free from vapors of stagnant water, swamps, or trees that produce harmful fumes, such as walnut or fig trees. Air should also be free of fumes from gardens growing cabbage, beans, garlic, and onions, as well as from bonfires, smoke, lime, or foul-smelling substances. Hot air causes weight loss, gives the face a yellowish tint, triggers thirst, heats the heart, weakens strength, and spoils bodily fluids. Hot air is beneficial for people with a cold nature or illnesses caused by cold, and it helps with brain inflammation by opening pores and dissolving fluids. Cold and cool air is generally good for healthy people, but it thickens gases, closes pores, and leads to colds and other respiratory illnesses. Humid air is good for thin people and softens the skin. Dry air has the opposite effect. Indoor air tends to be heavier and more stagnant compared to fresh air in open fields and steppes. When air is polluted with harmful substances, it causes severe illnesses and epidemics. In such cases, both indoor and outdoor spaces should be sprayed with vinegar. On water. Water is inherently cold and moist by nature. When near fire or in hot air, it heats up without absorbing any foreign substances, and similarly, it cools down when exposed to cold air. Water never acquires dryness, as that is contrary to its moist and cold nature. Rainwater is the softest and most humid type of water, which is why it spoils quickly. Drinking cold water is harmful to the nerves, especially for those suffering from rheumatism, gout, tremors, paralysis, edema, stomach and bladder diseases. Drinking seawater causes weight loss but is helpful in treating dropsy and paralysis. Salty and bitter water causes itching and diarrhea. Murky water leads to blockages and kidney or bladder stones. Hot water lowers food to the bottom of the stomach, quenches thirst, and is beneficial for those suffering from colds, melancholy, or eye diseases. Well water and water from underground canals Carrez are much worse than river water, and river water should not be mixed with well water. Stagnant water, especially near trees and reeds, has poor qualities, enlarges the spleen, harms the intestines, and causes dropsy. Bad water can be improved and made drinkable, especially with soil from one's native region. After letting the water settle, it becomes safe for consumption. Heavy or poor quality water can be improved by adding wine, and salty water can be made drinkable by adding vinegar. Onions soaked in vinegar also have a purifying effect. Bad water can be improved and made drinkable, especially with soil from one's native region. After letting the water settle, it becomes safe for consumption. Heavy or poor quality water can be improved by adding wine, and salty water can be made drinkable by adding vinegar. Onions soaked in vinegar also have a purifying effect. During hot weather, if there is a lack of water, adding vinegar can help reduce thirst while allowing you to drink less. For those with a cold and moist nature, it is beneficial to endure thirst without drinking, but for those with a hot nature, withholding water is harmful. Drinking water on an empty stomach or after physical activity is very harmful. If you can't avoid it, mix water with wine and drink it in small sips to reduce the harmful effects. Drinking water at night, after waking from sleep, is harmful. However, during a hangover or for those with a hot nature, it is acceptable. Drinking cold water after eating is harmful, but if unavoidable, it should be consumed in small sips after holding it in your mouth for a while. If a person is overwhelmed with thirst and cannot quench it, they should try to sleep, as the substances causing thirst will dissipate during rest. On sleep and wakefulness. The best time to go to sleep is when food has settled to the bottom of the stomach. Sleeping on an empty stomach leads to weight loss. Daytime sleep, unless it has become habitual, is harmful, especially in winter. Sleeping too much is very harmful for people with a cold nature. When going to sleep, it is best to first lie on the right side, then on the left, and keep the stomach warm. Sleeping on the stomach aids digestion, but sleeping on the back is harmful, especially after eating, as it constricts the vessels running from the brain to the back, and substances retained in the brain may cause nightmares, or, if sleep on the back becomes a habit, epilepsy or numbness. Staying awake at night worsens vision and drains strength. Morning sleep is harmful because food has been fully digested, leaving the stomach empty. To promote good sleep, listen to pleasant music, the sound of a stream or a river, and enjoy a massage. Drinking wine mixed with water also aids restful sleep. If sleep doesn't come, the sleepless person should lie down and close their eyes while someone reads to them, telling stories until they become tired of listening. As soon as they start to drift off, the reader should stop, extinguish the light, and leave, ensuring that the sleepless one quickly falls into a restful slumber. On mental states. The manifestation of mental states, whether joy, sadness, pleasure, fear, embarrassment, shame, worry, anxiety, hope, or despair, each of these states impacts the body more significantly than food or drink. No other cause affects a person as swiftly as mental states, which is evident from their external signs. Upon hearing something pleasant or unpleasant, a person's face immediately changes, and their voice and movements shift. This proves that mental states have a more profound influence on us than any other factors. Some mental states heat up the body, such as anger, pleasure, hope, joy, and contemplation. Others cool the body, like sadness, fear, and despair. Intense anger mobilizes saffron-yellow bile and brings a yellow hue to the face. This type of anger is harmful to those with a hot temperament, yet it can be beneficial to those with a cold and wet nature. Joy enhances the complexion and contributes to recovery and weight gain. Profound sadness, longing, or intense fear may cause the body's internal heat to rush to the heart, potentially extinguishing it and leading to sudden death. Embarrassment and shame redden the face, bring on sweating, and eventually result in a yellowish tint. The benefits of hope are similar to the advantages of moderate joy. The harm caused by despair mirrors the damage from longing and sadness. Engaging in interesting activities, traveling to new cities and lands, and discovering the unknown all boost the body's vitality and protect against illnesses. Sadness and fear can be alleviated by cultivating hope for a better future, which is helped by listening to pleasant music. On the seasons. In spring, it's essential to reduce the accumulation of matter in the body caused by the winter's cold. This reduction can be achieved in two ways. The first is to reduce food intake and switch to lighter meals. Every morning before breakfast, engage in physical exercise or labor. Avoid hot food and wine, consume meat sparingly, and steer clear of spicy and salty foods. The second way is to expel excess fluids and matter from the body. Bloodletting is especially recommended in spring, and if someone can induce vomiting, they should do so. However, strong laxatives should only be taken in cases of extreme necessity. During summer, physical exertion and exercise should be minimized, the diet reduced, and interactions with one's spouse should be limited. In autumn, one must avoid anything that causes coldness and dryness. Don't go to bed with a full stomach, and ensure that your bed is warm. Be cautious of the midday heat and the morning cold, and avoid bathing in cold water. It's also advisable to take medicines that cleanse the body of excess fluids accumulated from eating fruits. In winter, it's beneficial to eat roasted meat and nahat soup, seasoned with spices like cinnamon and pepper. If illness begins in the winter, it should be treated as quickly as possible by clearing the body of excess matter. On dwelling and the city. The higher the dwelling, the cooler the air and the easier it is to breathe. The lower the dwelling, the hotter the air, and the more stifling it becomes. If a city is located in a hot climate on a mountain slope, with the mountains to the north blocking the northern wind, and a river to the south, illnesses often appear in such a city. Salt flats and areas near sulfur or oil deposits have poor air quality. Homes near the sea or large bodies of water have humid air, while those in dry regions or deserts have drier air. Mountain dwellings experience a harsh, severe climate, and the people living there are physically strong and tend to live longer. Coastal areas have a good climate since the sea prevents corruption and removes decaying matter. The streets and passages in a city should be aligned with the wind direction, meaning from north to south. Sunlight should enter the windows of a dwelling, and the ceilings should be high to prevent air from spoiling quickly. On the duration of life. The period from a person's birth to 15 years old is considered the time of growth and is called childhood. From 15 to 30 or 35, and sometimes until 40, is the time of youth. After this, until 60 years old, is the period of middle age, and the time after 60 is considered old age. The nature of children is hot and moist, and as they approach youth, the moisture gradually decreases and heat begins to dominate. Young people have a hot and dry nature, and their temperament is the most balanced of all the stages of life. In relation to children, they are hotter and drier, and compared to the elderly, only hotter. In middle age, warmth and moisture in the body decrease. In old age, the natural heat of the body gradually diminishes until the end of life, which is why humans do not live forever. On basic temperament misage. A person's temperament determines their appearance, movements, and behavior. For example, someone with a dry temperament has energetic movements, and throughout life, their manners and movements will resemble those of the young. Someone with a cold and wet nature will quickly become old in their manners and movements, and old age will affect them sooner. If someone has a cold and wet temperament from youth, their condition will worsen with age. However, if a person has warmth in their youth, they will feel well during middle age. The most reliable organs for detecting signs of illness. 1. The eyes, in particular, indicate various liver diseases, its inflammation, and overheating. 2. The tongue, due to the thinness of its tissue and vessels, quickly absorbs different vapors and substances, changing its color accordingly. For instance, a white tongue suggests coldness, severe cooling in the stomach or liver, as well as an excess of phlegm in the body. Dryness, roughness, and a red tongue indicate that there is a tumor in the stomach or brain caused by an excess of blood. Yellowing of the tongue and green veins under it are signs of epilepsy. If a person dreams of rain, thunderstorms, or cold weather, it indicates an excess of moisture in the body. If they dream of something yellow, it signals an excess of bile. Dreaming of red signifies excess blood and internal heat. Darkness, smoke, or something frightening indicates an abundance of black bile. 2. The tongue, due to the thinness of its tissue and vessels, quickly absorbs different vapors and substances, changing its color accordingly. For instance, a white tongue suggests coldness, severe cooling in the stomach or liver, as well as an excess of phlegm in the body. Dryness, roughness, and a red tongue indicate that there is a tumor in the stomach or brain caused by an excess of blood. Yellowing of the tongue and green veins under it are signs of epilepsy. If a person dreams of rain, thunderstorms, or cold weather, it indicates an excess of moisture in the body. If they dream of something yellow, it signals an excess of bile. Dreaming of red signifies excess blood and internal heat. Darkness, smoke, or something frightening indicates an abundance of black bile. 2. The tongue, due to the thinness of its tissue and vessels, quickly absorbs different vapors and substances, changing its color accordingly. For instance, a white tongue suggests coldness, severe cooling in the stomach or liver, as well as an excess of phlegm in the body. Dryness, roughness, and a red tongue indicate that there is a tumor in the stomach or brain caused by an excess of blood. Yellowing of the tongue and green veins under it are signs of epilepsy. If a person dreams of rain, thunderstorms, or cold weather, it indicates an excess of moisture in the body. If they dream of something yellow, it signals an excess of bile. Dreaming of red signifies excess blood and internal heat. Darkness, smoke, or something frightening indicates an abundance of black bile. Causes that warm the body. There are 11 such causes. 10 are natural causes that increase the body's heat, and 1 is an unnatural cause, heat that burns due to its intensity. 1. Moderate amounts of food and drink that suit the person's natural constitution. 2. Moderate physical activity, labor and exercises. 3. Moderate lotions and ointments, blood-sucking cups without letting the blood out. 4. A moderate bath in terms of temperature and duration. 5. Moderate sleep and moderate wakefulness. 6. Moderate worry and concern. 7. Moderate joy. 8. Moderate crying with tears. 9. Taking medication that is moderate in its effect. 10. Bathing in cold water, moderately in duration. 11. The unnatural cause, rotting substances in the body, which alter a person's constitution, absorb and drain fluids, and harden the remaining material, exposing it to intense heat and creating decaying matter. Causes of cooling the body which can lead to diseases. There are 15 causes. 1. Physical overexertion and excessive tension from labor or exercise. 2. Lack of physical activity, movement, and exercise. 3. Overeating or excess in food and drink, which leads to indigestion and produces excess moisture. 4. Undereating. 5. Consuming cold foods and drinks. 6. Excessive heat, air temperature, hot lotions, and bathing in hot water, all of which absorb the body's heat. 7. Bathing in harsh, astringent water that closes skin pores. 8. Lotions that naturally cool. 9. Excessive excretion of substances from the body, frequent intercourse. 10. Blockages, which prevent the flow of natural heat to the organs. 11. Excessive joy. 12. Excessive sadness and emotional distress. 13. Excessive pleasure. 14. Regular cooling, which can cause headaches, for example. Bath attendants may develop headaches from constant heat and the body's evaporation, leading to persistent cooling. 15. An abundance of raw matter in the body. Factors that increase moisture in the body. There are 11 factors that cause moisture and dampness in the body. 1. Lack of physical labor and movement, which leads to impaired digestion and the production of raw liquid in the body. 2. Excessive sleep. 3. Stopping or delaying natural excretions from the body. 4. Excessive excretion of bile from the body. 5. Excessive food and drinking. 6. Excessive consumption of milk, whether fresh or sour, and raw vegetables. 7. Bathing after eating. 8. Staying in a cold place or room. 9. Living in a place or room with moderate temperature, where bodily fluids are mobilized but not absorbed. 10. Bathing in water at moderate temperature and moderate air temperature. 11. Moderate joy and moderate cheerfulness, which move the fluids but do not absorb them. Causes of dryness in the body. There are 11 causes of dryness. 1. Excessive physical activity or labor or intense exercise. 2. Excessive excretion of bodily fluids, frequent intercourse. 3. Poor nutrition. 4. Drying medications, those that are naturally dry and cause dryness in the body. 5. Excessive anger. 6. Excessive worry. 7. Strong cold that cools the body. 8. Bathing in harsh, astringent water that blocks pores and prevents nutrition. 9. Hot lotions that strongly heat and absorb the body's natural heat. 10. Prolonged bathing. 11. Heavy sweating. Causes of indigestion and overaccumulation of substances in the body. There are 5 causes. 1. Overeating, consuming more food and drink than the body's digestive power can handle. 2. Bathing in a hot bath, which draws nutrients to the surface of the body. 3. Emptying the stomach or engaging in intercourse or physical activity on an empty stomach. 4. Disordered eating habits. 5. Weakness of the digestive power and the ability to expel waste from the body. Causes of blockages. There are 7 causes. 1. The formation of stones in the urinary tract. 2. The coagulation of blood over a wound, sealing it. 3. The appearance of excess tissue, scar tissue. 4. The formation of a wart, which blocks the pores. 5. A tumor that narrows the skin's pores. 6. Astringent cosmetics that clog the skin's pores. 7. Consumption of thick, dense foods such as bread made from heavily kneaded dough with fat, thick porridge made from grains and meat, dense and sticky halva with starch, lamb legs, and similar foods. Causes that open pores and blockages. There are 3. 1. Use of medications that open blockages. 2. Use of substances that soften vessels and tissues. 3. slow breathing with prolonged full exhalation and deep inhalation. Causes of softening tissues in the body. There are 3 causes. 1. The use of softening medicinal substances, such as mucilages, astragalus, etc. 2. Consuming and applying softening products like butter and milk. 3. Eating sweets such as refined sugar, nabat sugar, granulated sugar, raisins, figs, almonds, and similar foods. Causes of tissue hardening. There are 5 causes. 1. Use of astringent and constricting medicinal substances, such as myrobalans, carob fruit, etc. 2. Consumption of spicy foods such as honey, vinegar, mustard, and all sour foods. 3. Cold air, cold weather, and a cold climate. 4. Dust, smoke, and soot. 5. Rough foods such as millet, chestnuts, and similar items. Causes of tumors. There are 7 causes. 1. The infiltration of spoiled matter into the body's tissue cells. 2. The loosening and thinning of soft body tissues, allowing harmful substances to accumulate, such as in the tissues of the earlobe pit, armpits, or behind the calf. 3. A small organ where large amounts of substances accumulate and are not absorbed. 4. Weakness of the organ itself, or due to some disturbance. 5. The penetration of pus into an organ or body part from a nearby area. 6. Lack of physical activity or exercise in a particular organ or body part. Due to the inactivity, substances stagnate, leading to tumor formation. 7. When an organ is very hot compared to nearby organs, it attracts hot substances from adjacent body areas or organs. Types of pain and their causes. Pain is a signal of an unhealthy state or disturbance in a certain area or organ of the body. There are 13 types of pain. 1. Itching and the urge to scratch. Its cause is salty or spicy matter. 2. Pain that feels like something rough or hard is pressing against the painful spot. Its cause is sharp matter or a foreign body, such as sand, entering the body. 3. Stabbing pain. Its cause is the separation or scattering of tissue, disrupting its continuity. This happens when intense heat causes tissue expansion in one area and compression in another, or the opposite occurs during cooling, leading to pain. 4. Pressing pain, as if the painful area is under pressure. Its cause is the accumulation of matter or gases, compressing the tissues and narrowing the vessels, obstructing their function. 5. Stretching pain, resulting from the stretching or tension of muscular tissues. 6. Swelling or inflating pain, caused by substances getting between muscle tissue and the membrane covering it. 7. Weakness, a sensation of weakness in a specific tissue. Its cause is the infiltration of substances into the muscles without reaching the nerves. 8. Sharp, drilling pain, usually occurring in the lower intestines due to thick gases. 9. Numbness, loss of sensation, or a cold feeling. This happens when a body part cools due to some cold substance, blocking the flow of vital energy. 10. Pulsating pain. Its cause is a hot or cold tumor in a sensitive body part. 11. A feeling of heaviness in an organ or body part. Its cause is a tumor in a non-sensitive organ, such as the lungs, liver, kidneys, or spleen, manifesting as a sensation of heaviness. 12. A feeling of fatigue or exhaustion. Its cause is the overfilling of the body and its organs, which leads to stretching and tension throughout. 13. Burning pain, caused by the presence of something hot or sharp in an organ. On diseases that can cure other diseases. A person with epilepsy can be cured if they develop gout, elephantiasis, varicose veins in the lower leg and foot. The reason is that the matter causing epilepsy moves to these organs, i.e., the legs. baldness, and alopecia hair loss can also be cured by the same diseases and for the same reason. Chronic eye pain can be cured by diarrhea, which expels acute yellow bile. Excess body heat and fever are alleviated by diarrhea and stomach relief, especially after cleansing the body of yellow bile. Chronic headaches are cured if pus starts to discharge from the ears, or if a large amount of earwax is produced. Similarly, headaches are relieved if pus drains through the nose. Chronic diarrhea of any type can be cured by vomiting. Liver pain caused by thick gases is cured after a hot fever. Pain in the pelvis, kidneys, and uterus can be alleviated after rectal bleeding. Gout caused by lymph, joint pain, rheumatism, and varicose veins in the legs can be cured after an acute fever. Belching due to overeating is relieved after sneezing. Therapeutic nutrition for the sick. Nutrition beneficial for brain inflammation. Start with a vinegar-honey mixture with the peel and seeds of chicory root. Then eat young partridge meat. Nutrition beneficial for upper respiratory inflammation caused by hot matter. Barley soup, poppy seeds with almond oil, mashed poppy seeds with beans and almond oil. It's better to avoid eating meat and reduce overall food intake. Nutrition beneficial for upper respiratory inflammation caused by cold matter or due to a cold. Figs, sugar nabat, almonds, raisins, turnips, and onions. At the end of the illness, it's good to eat chicken, goat meat, barley soup, or barley porridge. Nutrition beneficial for chest dryness. Bake 2 or 3 small onions in the oven, peel and eat them, preferably with almond oil. Nutrition beneficial for spleen diseases. Cumin with soup made from chicory and lettuce, capers with vinegar, and figs with vinegar. Nutrition beneficial for jaundice. Soup with sour, unripe grapes, gurabo, and sour foods with added barberry chicken, goat meat, boiled whey from sour milk, fresh salad, fresh cookery, vinegar, boiled fish, and it is highly beneficial to swallow small live fish whole. Peaches, veal stomach, and beef are also recommended. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, be sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps us bring you even more valuable content. Stay with us, because in our next video, we will dive into the benefits and risks of vegetables, fruits, and berries, and how they affect the body. Don't miss out. See you soon.